Most folks think all full synthetic oils are the same. Pour it in, change it every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, and call it good. But here's the thing, what makes a bottle of Pennzoil Ultra Platinum versus regular Pennzoil Platinum so special? You are looking at two completely different levels of engine protection. The difference is not just marketing hype, it is chemistry, engineering, and some seriously advanced oil refining technology that most people have never even heard of. Let me tell you about something called gas-to-liquid base oil technology. This is where things get interesting, and it is information you will not find in most oil change shop waiting rooms. Both Pennzoil Platinum and Ultra Platinum use Pure Plus technology. That means the base oil is not refined from crude oil the traditional way. Instead, it starts as natural gas. You heard that right. Natural gas gets converted into a crystal clear base oil through a process called the Fischer-Tropsch synthesis. This is not some new age snake oil process either. The Germans developed this technology back in the 1920s, and modern refineries have perfected it to create some of the purest base oils on the planet. Why does this matter for your engine? Traditional crude oil refining, even for synthetics, leaves behind trace amounts of impurities, sulfur, nitrogen compounds, and aromatics. All that stuff creates friction, forms deposits, and breaks down faster under heat. Gas-to-liquid base oil is 99.5% pure hydrocarbons. It is so clean that if you could see it under a microscope, you would find almost perfect molecular uniformity. That molecular perfection translates directly into better engine protection, because there is nothing in there to gum up your valves, coat your pistons, or turn into sludge. Now here's where Ultra Platinum starts pulling ahead. Both oils share the same Pure Plus gas to liquid base oil, but Ultra Platinum gets a significantly more advanced additive package. Think of the base oil as the foundation of a house. Pure Plus gives both products an incredible foundation. The additive package is everything you build on top of that foundation, and that is where the real performance differences show up. The additive chemistry in Ultra Platinum includes higher concentrations of anti-wear compounds, specifically zinc dialkyldothiophosphate, commonly called ZDDP. This creates a sacrificial film on metal surfaces inside your engine. When metal touches metal under extreme pressure and heat, that ZDDP film takes the hit instead of your camshaft lobes, lifters, or piston rings. Ultra Platinum packs more of this protection per quart than standard platinum. We are talking about protection at the molecular level that you cannot see, but your engine absolutely feels. Detergent levels also run higher in Ultra Platinum. Modern gasoline direct injection engines are notorious for developing carbon buildup on intake valves. Why? Because fuel no longer washes across those valves. It sprays directly into the combustion chamber. That means oil vapor from the crankcase ventilation system is the only thing touching those valves. If your oil does not have serious detergent strength, those valves get coated with baked-on carbon, and that carbon chokes airflow and kills performance. Ultra Platinum's enhanced detergent package actively cleans while you drive, keeping those valves looking almost new even after 50,000 miles. Dispersants work hand in hand with detergents, and Ultra Platinum loads up on these too. Dispersants grab tiny particles, soot from combustion, microscopic metalware, oxidized oil molecules, and keep them suspended in the oil instead of letting them settle out and form sludge. I have seen engines torn down after 100,000 miles on Ultra Platinum. The insides looked cleaner than some engines at 30,000 miles running conventional oil. That is not luck. That is advanced dispersant chemistry doing its job. Viscosity modifiers in Ultra Platinum are next level. These are long-chain polymers that help the oil maintain its thickness across a wide temperature range. When it is cold, you need the oil to flow fast so it can protect your engine during that critical startup period. When it is hot, you need it to stay thick enough to maintain a protective film under pressure. Standard Platinum does this well. Ultra Platinum does it better, The viscosity modifiers in ultra platinum are more shear stable. They resist breaking down under the intense mechanical stress inside your engine. That keeps your oil performing consistently for longer intervals. Friction modifiers are another area where ultra platinum pulls ahead. These additives reduce metal-to-metal contact even further than the base oil alone can achieve. Think of it like this. The base oil creates a fluid barrier, and the friction modifiers make that barrier even more slippery. These reductions in the friction coefficient improve fuel economy by 1 to 2%. That might not sound like much, but over the life of your engine, it adds up to hundreds of gallons of fuel saved. And less friction means less heat, which means less oil breakdown, which means longer oil life. Oxidation inhibitors are critical in any motor oil, and ultra platinum uses more robust antioxidant chemistry. When oil gets hot, it reacts with oxygen, and that is oxidation. That process turns fresh, golden oil into dark, thick, acidic sludge. Antioxidants slow the process way down. Ultra platinum can handle higher sustained temperatures without breaking down. If you tow heavy loads, drive in extreme heat, or push your engine hard, those extra antioxidants are worth their weight in gold. One thing people overlook is pour point depressants. These chemicals keep the oil flowing even when temperatures drop below freezing. If you live in a climate where winter mornings hit 0 degrees Fahrenheit or colder, you need oil that flows immediately when you turn the key. Ultra platinum maintains better cold flow properties than standard platinum. That means faster oil delivery to critical engine parts during cold starts, which is when most engine wear occurs. Foam inhibitors might sound minor, but they matter. When your crankshaft whips through oil in the pan at high revolutions per minute, it can aerate the oil and create foam. Foam compresses. Oil does not. If your oil pump starts sucking up foam instead of liquid oil, your engine loses oil pressure. That is bad news. Ultra platinum includes enhanced anti-foam additives that keep the oil from whipping up into a frothy mess, even under extreme conditions. Seal conditioners are another subtle but important difference. Modern engines use all kinds of seals and gaskets to keep oil where it belongs. Over time, these seals can shrink, harden, or crack. Both platinum and ultra platinum include seal conditioning agents that keep those seals pliable and prevent leaks. Ultra platinum's formula is designed to work even better with high mileage engines that may have seals starting to show their age. Let's talk about viscosity grades for a second, because this matters when you are choosing between these oils. Both Pennzoil Platinum and Ultra Platinum come in common weights like 5W30, 5W20, 0W20, 0W40, and a few others. The 0W grades are especially interesting because they offer the absolute best cold start protection. The first number, the W, stands for winter, and it tells you how the oil flows when cold. 0W oils flow even better at low temperatures than 5W oils. If you live somewhere that gets cold winters, 0W makes a real difference in reducing startup wear. The second number tells you the oil's viscosity at operating temperature. A 5W30 oil behaves like a 30-weight oil when your engine is fully warmed up. Some modern engines, especially European designs, and newer Japanese engines specify 0W20 or even 0W16. These thinner oils reduce friction and improve fuel economy, but they require extremely high-quality base oils and additives to maintain protection. This is where Ultra Platinum really shines. Its superior additive package ensures you get protection even with these thinner grades. Here is something most people do not realize. Oil companies formulate their products to meet or exceed industry specifications set by organizations like the American Petroleum Institute, API, and the International Lubricant Standardization and Approval Committee, ILSAC. These specifications have names like APISP or ILSACGF6. Both Pennzoil Platinum and Ultra Platinum meet these specifications, but Ultra Platinum often exceeds them by a wider margin. That extra margin of performance is your insurance policy against the unexpected. Car manufacturers also create their own oil specifications. Dexos for General Motors, Ford WSS specifications, Chrysler MS specifications, and European makers like Mercedes, BMW, and Volkswagen have incredibly stringent requirements. Ultra Platinum carries approvals from more manufacturers than standard platinum. That tells you the oil has been tested and proven to protect engines that have very specific and demanding requirements. Now let me address something important. Price: Ultra Platinum costs more per quart than platinum. Depending on where you shop, you might pay anywhere from $2 to $4 more per quart. For a typical 5-quart oil change, that is an extra $10 to $20. Some folks balk at that. They figure oil is oil and spending extra is wasteful. But here's the reality. That extra cost buys you measurably better protection, cleaner engine internals, potentially longer oil change intervals, and better fuel economy. Over the life of your engine, that extra investment pays for itself multiple times over. Think about it this way. A typical engine replacement or rebuild can cost anywhere from $3,000 to $8,000 depending on the vehicle. If Ultra Platinum extends your engine life by even 10%, you have saved far more than you spent on premium oil. And if it helps prevent issues like carbon buildup, valve wear, or oil consumption problems, you avoid the hassle and cost of repairs altogether. Oil change intervals are another consideration. Some people run extended drain intervals, going 7,000, 10,000, or even 15,000 miles between changes. If you are going to do that, you absolutely need the best oil you can get. Ultra Platinum is formulated to handle extended drains better than standard platinum. Its enhanced additive package resists depletion longer, meaning it keeps protecting your engine even as the miles pile up. I have talked to mechanics who have been wrenching for 30 or 40 years, and they will tell you the same thing. The engines they see that go 200,000 miles or more without major issues almost always have one thing in common. The owners used quality oil and changed it regularly. It does not matter if you drive a Honda Civic, a Ford F-150, or a BMW M car. Good oil is the cheapest insurance you can buy for your engine. Let me tell you about a real-world example. I know a guy who runs a fleet of work trucks, Ford F-250s with the 6.7-liter Power Stroke diesel. These trucks see hard use, towing, hauling, long highway miles, short city trips, everything. He switched his entire fleet from standard synthetic to Pennzoil Ultra Platinum diesel oil. After 2 years and more than 100,000 miles per truck, he had his mechanic pull oil samples and send them to a lab for analysis. The results showed dramatically lower wear metals in the oil, iron, aluminum, copper, the indicators of internal engine wear. The levels were so low that the lab technician actually called to confirm the mileage was correct. That is Ultra Platinum doing what it is designed to do. Another thing worth mentioning is oil consumption. Modern engines, especially turbocharged engines and engines with direct injection, can consume oil even when they are perfectly healthy. It is just part of how they are designed. The oil that gets consumed is burned in the combustion chamber. If that oil is dirty or has poor additive chemistry, it can contribute to carbon buildup and even pre-ignition issues. Ultra Platinum burns cleaner than lower quality oils. That means even the small amount that gets consumed is less likely to cause problems. High-performance engines and modified engines put even more stress on motor oil. If you have a turbocharged car that sees track days, autocross, or spirited driving on back roads, Ultra Platinum gives you the protection you need. Turbochargers spin at over 100,000 revolutions per minute and reach temperatures that can exceed 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. The oil that feeds the turbo bearing has to maintain its protective film under those extreme conditions. Ultra Platinum's thermal stability and high temperature protection are exactly what you need to keep that turbo alive. Older engines benefit from Ultra Platinum too, maybe even more than newer ones. As engines rack up miles, tolerances get a little looser. Piston rings might not seal quite as tightly. Valve guides develop a bit of wear. These worn engines are more prone to oil consumption and blow-by. Ultra Platinum's enhanced seal conditioners and superior film strength help compensate for that wear. I have seen high-mileage engines that were burning a quart of oil every 1,000 miles cut their consumption in half after switching to Ultra Platinum. One question people ask is whether Ultra Platinum is overkill for normal driving. If you just commute to work, run errands, and do not push your engine hard, do you really need it? Here is my take. If you plan to keep your car for a long time, if you care about long-term reliability, if you want to minimize the chance of expensive repairs, then no. It is not overkill. It is smart. Your engine does not know when you are taking it easy and when you are pushing it. It just knows whether it has good oil protecting it or not. Let me address synthetic blend oils for comparison. Some people use synthetic blends thinking they get most of the benefits of full synthetic at a lower price. The truth is, synthetic blends are part conventional oil and part synthetic. That conventional portion brings the impurities and the performance limits of products derived from crude oil. You lose the purity advantage, the temperature stability, and the longevity. If you are going to use anything other than conventional oil, choose full synthetic. And if you are going full synthetic, the incremental cost to step up to Ultra Platinum is worth it. Storage and handling might seem like minor details, but they matter. Motor oil does not go bad just from sitting on a shelf if it is stored properly, but it can degrade if exposed to extreme temperatures or to contamination. Ultra Platinum comes in sealed bottles that protect it from moisture and air. Once you open a bottle, use it. Do not let it sit around half full for months. When you are checking your oil level, make sure the engine is off and the vehicle is level. Adding oil when it is not needed can actually cause problems in some engines, especially those with catalytic converters that can be damaged by oil consumption. The environmental side is worth a mention too. Better oil means less oil consumption, and that means fewer emissions from burning oil. It also makes longer drain intervals possible, which means less used oil is generated. Used motor oil is hazardous waste. Every quart that does not need to be disposed of because you run a longer interval is a win for the environment. When you do change your oil, take it to a proper recycling center. Most auto parts stores and quick lube shops accept used oil for free. Let me circle back to the core question. What makes Pennzoil Ultra Platinum special compared to Pennzoil Platinum? It is the combination of the same ultra-pure gas to liquid base oil with a significantly enhanced additive package that delivers superior protection, cleanliness, and performance across a wider range of conditions. It is oil that does not just meet specifications, but exceeds them by margins that translate into real-world benefits for your engine. For enthusiasts who track their cars, for truck owners who tow heavy loads, for commuters who want maximum reliability, for anyone who values their engine and wants it to last, Ultra Platinum represents the pinnacle of what is currently available in retail motor oil technology. It is not magic. It is chemistry, engineering, and decades of research into what makes engines run better and last longer. Testing methodologies reveal even more about what separates these two oils. Industry standard tests like the Sequence 8 engine test measure engine cleanliness and deposit formation. The Sequence 6 test evaluates fuel economy performance. The Sequence 3 test looks at oxidation and wear under high temperature conditions. Ultra Platinum consistently scores higher across all these tests compared to standard platinum. Those are not subjective opinions. They are measurable, repeatable laboratory results that demonstrate real performance differences. Field testing adds another layer of validation. Oil companies run millions of miles of real-world testing in actual vehicles before bringing a product to market. They monitor oil consumption, wear rates, fuel economy, emissions, and engine cleanliness. Ultra Platinum underwent extensive field trials in everything from compact cars to heavy-duty trucks. The data collected from those trials confirmed what the lab tests predicted: better protection, cleaner operation, longer service life. When you pull the dipstick on an engine running Ultra Platinum, even after several thousand miles, the oil still looks remarkably clean. It maintains its amber color longer than standard oils. That is not just cosmetic. It is visual proof that the oil is resisting oxidation and keeping combustion byproducts in suspension, rather than letting them form deposits. Clean oil means clean engine internals, and clean internals mean better performance and longevity. Consider also the evolution of engine technology. Modern engines are smaller, more powerful, and run hotter than engines from even 10 years ago. Turbocharging is now standard on many four-cylinder engines. Direct injection is everywhere. Variable valve timing, cylinder deactivation, and start-stop systems are common. All these technologies place new demands on motor oil. The oil has to protect under boost, handle thermal cycling from start-stop operation, and maintain viscosity despite higher operating temperatures. Ultra Platinum was engineered specifically for these modern challenges. It is not just keeping up with engine technology, it is staying ahead of it. The bottom line is this: your engine is probably the single most expensive component in your vehicle. Protecting it with the best oil available is not an expense, it is an investment. When you understand the actual differences in formulation, in base oil purity, in additive chemistry, in performance testing, and in real-world results, the choice between good oil and great oil becomes pretty clear. Pennzoil Ultra Platinum sits at the top of that pyramid, and for good reason. It represents the convergence of cutting-edge base oil technology and advanced additive chemistry, packaged specifically to protect engines that face increasingly demanding operating conditions. Whether you drive a basic commuter car or a high-performance machine, whether you keep vehicles for 3 years or 30 years, the level of protection Ultra Platinum delivers simply makes sense for anyone who values reliability and wants their engine to perform at its best for as long as possible.